Hello and welcome to Two Sides of New York. It is your boy Reid and Cross talking about this week's MLB news, mostly from our beloved Mets and Yankees. So I'll get into another disappointing weekend, but Cross, how would you like to get in your week's review of your Mets?
This weekend has summed up the Mets' year so far. I don't know if they're a good baseball team or a bad baseball team. It's really frustrating. A split versus the Braves. The first two games were so great. Peter Alonso in that first game hit an absolute tank. 117 miles off the bat, 438 feet. Only three other baseball players could say they've hit a ball that fast since StatTrack started doing the exit velo, and that is your two boys, Mike Carlos Stanton and Aaron Judge, and also Mike Trout. So he's in pretty good company with that exit velo.
Yeah, with that exit velo, you can see a lot of home runs coming to his future. I can definitely see him hitting 30 this year.
30? I'd love to see him hit 30, but baby steps. He's got a couple more hits tonight in the Mets 5-5 game versus the Phillies, which Noah Syndergaard is not pitching well at all. Bryce Harper's up at the dish right now. Let's see what Bryce.
What's on his sleeve? What is that? What's his Bruins?
UCLA Bruins. That's where Jackie Robinson went to college.
Oh.
Jackie Robinson, his batting average in college was 0.95.
Really?
In college.
He sucked in college?
I guess so, but he played football and he did track and field, so he was like...
They had to have done that against him, wrote the wrong stats, because that's crazy.
No, I know that does sound crazy. Maybe that is the wrong stats, but according to ESPN, but we'll get into ESPN baseball. We'll get into them, because they are no good. So, besides Matt Vasgersian and Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
But anyways... Okay. So, going back to the Mets, that the first two games of the series were great. Peter Alonso hitting bombs. The offense was exploding. We even saw Brandon Nimmo is coming around and he's starting to hit, which I love to see. He's really the key for the offense. We need him. He's that leadoff hitter. We need him to just keep getting on base, hit home runs, and just do what he can to make the team as good as possible. Jeff McNeil and Michael Conforto, they just keep hitting, and I'm so shocked to see what McNeil has been doing. In his first 74 games, he has 93 hits as Harper just hit into a double play. Thank you, God. But Jeff McNeil, he could really hit. And the league has to start seeing this because he's putting up Ichiro-like numbers right now.
Yeah, definitely. He's 94 hits in his first, 83 games? That's pretty...
No, First 74 games.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's impressive. He's definitely a hit-like machine, and he's definitely off to a good start to his young MLB career.
He's a liability in left field, though. We got to find a way to just keep him at that third base spot because every time a ball hits him in the outfield, I get a little bit nervous because he's just going out. It just looks like he doesn't know where the ball's going to go in. But he's getting better in the outfield. But hopefully we see more of him at third base. But go into the Yankees, the first half of their weekend.
Yes, we'll go into that Astros sweep. Went into that first game it was disappointing. Britain blew it. Now thinking back to it, that's probably the most frustrating loss because we could have set the tone in there, and I think we could have swapped the odds in that series, but. Fortunately, that's not what happened. Pretty much Zach Britton just had an awful series. Was just getting hit left and right. The bullpen was just blowing each game. They allowed 4 runs in each game of that series. And that's not going to cut it when you're supposed to be the greatest bullpen of this era. But, I mean, you don't have Betances. And I think that's really hurting them right now, having Betances out. And he's going to be out until June. So, a pretty pitiful series out there in Houston. Judge went deep off of Verlander. That was pretty much the only highlight.
The Yankees bullpen is continuing to haunt them. Even with Betances being out, that's still one of the best bullpens in baseball. And you got to expect better from them, especially Zach Britton, a guy who's been there before. He's won reliever of the year. Very disappointing.
Yeah, he's got to get it together because he needs to be that guy who he was with the Orioles. But, I mean, Ottavino, he's been good. But Green, he's been pretty awful. He looked good in his appearance last Sunday, but his appearance against the White Sox and against the Astros, this looked awful. 11.78 ERA. He's already given up 3 home runs. He gave up 4 in that dominant 2017 season. So Green and Britton need to get it together.
So here's a serious question for you. How do you feel about that Yankees locker room right now? You think it's rocky? Because remember Judge's interview when they asked him about Boone saying they need to turn the corner, and Judge was like, "Turn the corner." Kind of. I mean, I don't think throwing shade, but kind of like, why would he say that?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that there's like friction in the locker. I think there's definitely a lot of just disappointment, but I don't think the locker room's fractured or anything, or there's any beef with anyone. I just think they're all just disappointed.
Yeah,
with everything, and it really just sucks because Gary is joining the IL All-Star team. I mean, the team they have on the IL can win a World Series. It really could. Like, it's just, I mean, I know I've said you can't use injuries as an excuse, but I'm talking like, maybe just Judge gets hurt. That didn't excuse the Yankees to not win the division last year. But I'm talking about this year. You got freaking All-Stars, MVPs, Cy Young candidates, Reliever of the Year candidates. You got last year's Rookie of the Year. Fuck you, Ohtani. Like, it's just unbelievable. But they just stay at 500, try to stay in second place until you get him back. That's all you can do. I think when Stanton and Gary are both in that lineup, it will definitely make things a bit easier for the Yankees.
Of course, being a Mets fan for all these years, injuries have derailed a lot of New York Mets teams. So it's really tough to see. But the Yankees, they do have a lot of depth, and I feel like with the team that they have right now, they're still capable of winning. Oh no, they definitely are not playing well. They still can. They shouldn't be losing series to the White Sox and Orioles at home. Like, no, yeah, for that. Yeah, especially at home. Would a team like the top dogs, like the Yankees, or the teams that are supposed to be the top dogs, like the Yankees. Not to throw shade at the Yankees or Red Sox, but they gotta win at home. Shade. They've both been playing awful baseball in April. Yeah, that's true. Those teams have to win at home because they're supposed to win at home. Yeah, they're supposed to win at home. Fenway Park and Yankee Stadium are supposed to be really hard places to win, and a team that lost 115 games last year has won a series at both. I think the Orioles actually split that series with Boston. So is Mike Carlo, when he's supposed to come back at the end of this month, right? He was swinging the other day, apparently. Not full 100% yet, so hopefully it's like last week of April, him and Gary can come back, but... So the ETAs right now, Didi, June through August, anytime in between there. You got Sevy and Betances. Or no, Sevy is July or June. No, June. Sevy is June at the earliest, along with Dylan Betances, as he's just got shut down for another 6 weeks. So he's going to be gone until June. Who else is there? You got Andujar. He's still going through tests. I mean, you don't even know if he's going to be back this year or not. But he's going to try to fight through it. Who else we got on that lengthily? You want Andujar to be rushed back? Like, is that? Well, he's too young. He's too young to have him be rushed back. Yeah, that's true. He's too young. In the way LeMahieu is, being one of the best hitters in baseball so far. They're going to be all right, and I don't have to hold my breath every time the ball's hit the LeMahieu at third. No offense, Andujar. I love your bat, but we're all right with DJ right now. But Andujar seems like he wants to come back. He's throwing. He had a bat in his hand the other day. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like same thing with Didi. You don't want him to make it worse because Didi. I mean, he says he snapped it in Fenway, but we all know that Didi. He hurt his elbow sliding in when we clinched the playoff spot last year, and he obviously just played through it in that Red Sox series and snapped it then. So you don't want something like that. The worst part about that injury was he didn't even need to slide. Exactly. That slide feet first. Like, so many of these guys hurt themselves doing that. Yeah. Royce Hoskins tonight, he got banged up a bit sliding into second base, but he was okay enough to stay in the game. Coming coming back to the Mets, the second half of this weekend series versus the Braves was awful. Jason Vargas comes out and puts up a clunker.
You mean Professor Vargas?
Professor Vargas. What is he like? He looks like a mom. He looks like a fat mom. I don't understand how this guy is a professional athlete and he's on a team that's supposed to be contending for a World Series spot, and he's going up and lobbing 85-mile-per-hour fastballs right down the middle of the plate and getting absolutely crushed.
Really, actually 85?
Yeah, he topped out at 86, I think, last night.
Oh my
or
God.
That was his average. A friggin' joke.
Yeah, I think his days in this league are over. I think you got to hit him with the DFA.
We have to. And I don't know why Keuchel's not on the team. They talked to Brody Van Wagen, and they said that they're not really looking into that option right now. He's saying they like the guys that we have right here.
Yeah, I mean, Keuchel, he's not going to have... I mean, Kimbrel, I think, can come along any time of the season, but Keuchel's season, it's... Oh, did that hit him in the face? Keuchel's season, it's in the precipice right now. If he doesn't get signed within a few weeks, I don't think he'll be able to pitch this season.
He will, but not right away. Oh, that did hit him in the face. Holy shit.
Yeah, actually, there's something if he doesn't sign by, June or something like that.
Really?
It's something that if he doesn't sign by June, there's something with the contract.
I mean, well, the Mets gotta make a move because no matter if we stick with Vargas or bring up Corey Oswald or some other scrub pitcher, it's just gonna be an L every time it gets to that fifth starter. And with the way Jacob deGrom and Noah Syndergaard are pitching right now, we cannot have that because Jacob deGrom, I'm upset with Jacob deGrom for the first time in my life. I know 2 bad games. That's it. That's all he's had in the last 2 years is 2 bad games, and he's just been walking the park. I'm scared. You think Jacob deGrom is broken?
I don't know. I'm just like you said last night. He's human, but it's proven you can square him up. I mean, yeah, he's probably gonna have a lot of good starts, but come playoff time, the Braves are gonna remember that. So.
Yeah, for sure. But I think he'll be back. 2 rough outings. He's the type of guy that's gonna come out next game and be like, all right, fuck this.
Yeah, it just worries me. 5 home runs in 2 games is not your ordinary DeGrom.
Well, of course it's not your ordinary DeGrom. He let up 10. He let up 10 home runs all last season, and now he's already got 5. He's gonna right the ship though. I know it. Jacob deGrom is not like the other Mets. He won't let me down. Hopefully he'll get it going. But Todd Frazier is set to come back for the Mets this upcoming series against the Phillies. But I do not like that one bit. I cannot stand
Todd Father's back.
Yeah, this coming season, I can't stand looking at his face. I want guys like J.D. Davis and Jeff McNeil playing every day. J.D. Davis, he's proven that all he needs to play and he'll hit. And he's a young enough. He hits laser beams. That home run last night was literally a line drive. They got to keep him they got to keep his bat in the lineup, and just putting Todd Frazier out there is just useless for the team because he's a veteran. He's not going to be here next year, and it's just going to take away playing time from our young players, which is ridiculous. We can't have that.
And you've stated that you do not think he is that presence in the Mets locker room that he was in the Yankees in 2017?
He's not that guy. If he comes off of that guy as I feel like with the Mets he's been selfish. I feel like a player like him, he should know that that this is a young team and that him I'm not saying for him to quit or retire, but I feel like he's going to come and demand playing time, which he doesn't deserve because these young players for the Mets have been hitting.
Yeah, no, that's true. They've been hitting. If Todd's the guy who I thought he was, he should understand that, have any role with the team. And I kind of felt like he signed with the Mets because that's the only place that wanted him at the time.
Yeah,
too.
the Mets were the only place that were offering him a starting job, and that's why he took it. And I feel like he's gonna once he comes, he's gonna be an asshole about it, and hopefully not. But I feel like it could start some problems, could fuck with the chemistry a little bit, but. Who knows? Hopefully he could be a solid bench piece. That's all we need from him, and that's all I want to see from him.
Well, he's a solid bench piece. Have Todd Frazier on the bench, maybe come up, hit a bomb off the bench.
That would be great. But other than that, for the Mets series, they split it, obviously. But I just don't know with the Mets if they're a good team or a bad team yet. I don't know if I should just totally jump on board yet or what. But this game right now against the Phillies, we were up 3-0 and then up 5-2. But Noah Syndergaard just can't get anything going on the hill. He's got a lot of improvement to do.
Yeah, he's got a lot of improvement. Definitely needs to shape it up a little bit. I mean, he's given up too many homers, as I've seen in this game.
He's supposed to be one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball, but it just seems like every time he goes out there, he throws the nasty stuff. That's always there, but it just seems like every team gets solid contact off of him, and he's supposed to have that can't miss stuff, or he's supposed to have that stuff that just misses the bats. Teams are just squaring up on him.
Yep, squaring up. Hoskins got him there pretty good, but I mean, he's got 8 strikeouts through 5 innings, so he's definitely getting his outs in the way he wants, but definitely he's getting squared up pretty good.
Yeah.
But
how about anything with your Yankees? What else?
James Paxton's been getting squared up pretty good. In Houston, he gave up, I think, 2 home runs. I mean, 2 were to Altuve, who's just been ripping the cover off the ball. I've never seen Altuve hit home runs like he is now.
The ball's juiced.
I don't know. This thing with Altuve is just like his home runs are usually like opposite field, but the home runs he's been hitting, he's just been pulling them and crushing them. But the thing is, he better not get into that habit, or else he's going to go into a massive slump if he stops going the other way.
He's one of those guys, though. He's like one of those guys like Ichiro. He could just put the ball wherever.
That's true. I mean, if you look at his career in Jeter's compared to where Altuve's at right now, they're identical. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, they're very similar to their play style. Not like huge power guys. Jeter did have some stretches in his career where he'd hit a lot of home runs, didn't he?
Yeah, he had some week, not like a month, but he'd have like a week or two where he.
What was Jeter's highest in one?
24.
24. That's it. I would expect at least a 27. But,
yeah, no, 24. Didi broke that in 17. I remember.
Oh yeah, but Jeter definitely wasn't known for his power, but great player, obviously.
Oh, great player. Go. But Paxton needs to shape it up. Paxton admitted that he was tipping his pitches, which
how so?
I guess he was doing something with his glove or his hat or something, but he said he was tipping his pitches in Houston. So hopefully, at least.
They were saying that's what DeGrom was doing last night, which I mean it would make sense because the Braves seemed like they were on everything of DeGrom's last night. Yeah. But I don't like. Is it really like what they're doing with their glove? Like
I don't know. It's something like their glove is wider for a fastball. For a changeup than when it is for a fastball.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they said that about Sevy the whole last season or whole second half of last season.
Yeah.
But we got the Red Sox coming up these next 2 days. I want 2 dubs. I want a sweep.
It's only a 2-game series to open up against the Red Sox?
Yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous.
It's kind of ridiculous, but go out, take care of business. Paxton this is the rivalry, your introduction to the rivalry. You got to come out and just dominate them. They've been struggling. You got the MVP who knows he's struggling right now, so you gotta put him down. And we've lost 3 straight games going back to the postseason against the Red Sox in the stadium. So you want a little vengeance because those guys celebrated on your turf twice, one for the division and one to knock you out for the season. So they got to come out and kick some ass. I know it's this Judge, but Judge, LeMahieu, Torres, Voit, Clint, they just got to come out and do some damage. And
there's definitely going to be a fight in this series. With both teams struggling, they're going to look to get something going. I think there's going to be a fight.
I hope so. Snap us out of it.
The
Yankees.
Does CC pitch in that series?
No, he just pitched the other day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But anything happens on the bench, he's the first one out.
Right.
But I don't know if you'll see one this series. We'll see what happens. Someone gets thrown. I guess if Judge gets thrown up and in, the Yankees are throwing with all the injuries. He nearly got beamed in the face the other night, and I literally jumped off my couch. I was ready to jump through that screen and fight the pitcher on the mound. He nearly got beamed right in the side of the face.
That's the last thing you guys need is to lose Judge. So.
Yeah, to see him go down and get hit in the noggin. I mean, I always say, the Yankees are fine until they lose Judge. Once they lose Judge, it's curtains. For an extended period of time, it's curtains. If they lose him for a 10-day period, I honestly think they'd lose all 10 games.
You think? No, they didn't. They weren't that. I mean,
they were pretty. They were a 500 ball club without Judge last year. And I mean,
that's pretty bad. So you guys. Well,
you need Judge. That's
with Judge, you guys aren't doing so great though.
Yeah, with Judge, we aren't doing so great, but I mean, if you watch the games, you can tell he does everything he can. Literally yesterday, he gets the RBI single to put us ahead. And then Tanaka has a clunker, gives up the grand slam. Next inning, he has the bases loaded again. They bring in Holder. Next, that ball's crushed, and Judge brings it back. So instead of 8-2, he brings it to 5-2. Next inning, there's a guy who gets a single right off the bat, or hits one right down the line, right off the bat, and Judge throws him out at second. So he does everything he can, but without Stanton, Judge. Not Judge. I'm talking about Judge. Without Stanton, Hicks, Gary, all those guys, Didi, Judge isn't going to get that much to hit. Yeah.
I forgot all about Aaron Hicks.
Yeah, Aaron Hicks. I miss Hicksy too.
You saw that video of the Aaron Judge giving the ball to that. It wasn't a kid. It was like a young adult. And he just started freaking out. That's you right there.
Yo, if Judge touched my hand or even looked at me, I would scream. So.
And remember the one with A-Rod? You seen that one?
Oh yeah, A-Rod. I saw A-Rod at a game once, and I was like, yo! I was pointing at him and shit, and he was looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? We made eye contact, and I don't care.
Love A-Rod. We'll get it. I got some shit to talk about ESPN, so we'll get to A-Rod. But moving on, we have a new segment called Cross Reiding, which I will be picking a player from the American League who I felt like had a great week, and Reid will be picking someone from the National League who he feels like had a great week.
Because we both follow he follows the NL more hard, and I follow the AL because obviously my team is in there, so... Cross, would you like to go first, or should I do the honors?
I'll go ahead and go first. My American League Player of the Week is Dan Vogelbach, hitting .385 with 4 home runs and 9 RBIs. That's not the best. I'm sure you could find a player who's hit better than him this week, but just how far he's come. A couple years ago, he was getting set up and down, couldn't hit the breaking ball, but now the way the ball comes off his bat is electric. Something you'd see from the way it comes off his bat is like Mike Trout. He's hitting laser beams right now, and I really like what I've been seeing from him. And he has a really funny story about a time where he was in AAA with I think it was with the Mariners. I think it was when he was Mariners, but he had to, Tyler Wade, he had to take a 8-hour Uber ride to meet up with the team. I think
yep, just like T. Wade, actually, but he can catch up to the ball. No offense, T. Wade, but you're all defense and speed.
So Dan Vogelbach, I expect a big year from him and the Mariners. They're looking like
he's very Luke Voigt-ish. Very.
I think he's going to be better than Luke Voigt.
I do too. I agree.
But the Mariners, they've been falling off a bit with the Astros playing very good baseball. But I expect Vogelbach to have a spot in that lineup for every game this year.
Yeah, but I don't know. Go back to that Voigt. I don't know, because Voigt, his numbers aren't good, but man's is clutch. He can nut up when it matters.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the wild card game was great and everything.
Oh, just the past 5 games, even though. So.
Yeah, tremendous power. Voit has, but I just don't think that he's like putting it together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, he's not. I mean, he's hitting in the low 190s. I mean, he's not what he should be, but I mean, I don't know. You got a lot of faith in him. I don't. There's something that you gotta like the guy for. He's a hard worker, and you gotta think it's gonna pay off.
Dom Smith for Dylan Betances because you guys need a first baseman.
Bro, I'm not giving you Dom Smith for a 4-time All-Star. Like,
well, Dom Smith could be a 4-time All-Star.
But he isn't a 4-time All-Star. You got to.
He could be. All he needs is some playing time. We don't have any room for him with Peter Alonso
Smith and McNeil, or Dom Smith and Conforto.
Get no deal. Get out of here.
Okay, get out of here then. Give it a good guy with the arguably the nastiest pitch in baseball. Just because he's hurt, you think you're gonna get?
Okay, but how are you guys gonna keep him, Chapman, and Ottavino?
Well, Ottavino's already signed. Chapman is an option for the next 2 years.
I know, but you can't just pay all of them. You know what I'm
saying?
They're
relievers.
I guess, but you got Judge is gonna want to get paid soon. You got Andahar, who's I'm sure gonna want to get paid soon.
And
Torres.
Those guys are freaking munchkins. You can wait for those. Those two don't need to get paid for a few more years.
Speaking of guys who don't want to get paid, Ronald Acuna.
Hey!
I mean, not Ronald. I mean, Ozzy Albies took that contract. That was a surprise.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a surprise.
He's not the best player on that team, but I would think that they would give him more than that.
He just loves it there. I don't know why, but I know why.
I know why. Yeah, that's a very good baseball.
That's a very good baseball team. That's his best friend too.
And then going to your speaking of the Braves, going to your player of the week.
My player of the week. Ronald Acuna Jr., one of my favorite non-Yankees. Ronald Acuna hit .545, going 12 for 22 with 9 RBIs. Acuna also had a 6 RBI game streak. I mean, this kid just is so talented. It's unbelievable what he can do. I mean, that home run he hit against the Mets in the loss for the Braves the other night was a tank.
Yeah, it was. He's the guy. He's one of those guys where, as a Mets fan, you hold your breath every time he comes to the plate because there's going to be damage done. And obviously, throughout that series, he did damage. That guy could hit. He smacks the baseball.
Yeah, he smacks it, and it takes off. I mean, we saw it live.
And the most scary, he's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And he's lighting up Jacob deGrom and Noah Syndergaard. He's one of the hands down one of the best players in the game right now.
Yeah, he's one of the best players in the game. My pick for NL MVP, dude. I really think this guy can come out and win the MVP any given year. He's only 21 now. This is a guy who can rack up 4 and 5 MVPs in his career.
Yeah, for sure, and he's just an athlete out there too. You see him playing the field. He could track down any ball that's hit to him. Great arm in the outfield too. The guy's he's a specimen. Yeah,
he's a specimen. He's just like Judge. He's beautiful. Brandon Nimmo just went yard.
Oh, Brandon Nimmo, baby, let's go.
That's a big home run.
He's back, baby. Look at him cheesing. Look at him cheesing around the bases. I love that. I love Brandon Nimmo. He just has fun out there.
Yeah, he has fun out there. He smiles. Even when he was losing, he was smiling. He was like, "I'll be all right."
When he ran into the wall last night.
Yeah, still smiling.
Yeah. But going back to Acuna, many years he's going to be killing the Mets.
He's going to be killing the Mets for years.
Yeah, I hate to see it, but he's a fun player to watch.
He's a fun player to watch. He's got a great personality, if you ask me. I mean, I know he doesn't speak English much, but he always seems to have a smile on his face.
You should teach all these guys English who don't know how to speak it.
No, that's Alex Bregman, dude, because he speaks Spanish. I mean, I don't care. I mean, some people make a big deal.
Oh, did Pete Alonso just go? Nope, right to
McCutcheon. Yeah, no, people. I don't know. People make a big deal, like, "Oh, I hate that." I mean, I'd prefer for them to speak
I know
English,
what you're
but
saying.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
I know what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But like, I know what you're saying.
Like, I mean, come on. Like, Gary and Zach Britton, they're not speaking... Actually, Zach Britton is Dominican, so they could be speaking Spanish. But...
Is Zach Britton actually Dominican?
His mother is Dominican, yes.
Oh, I thought he was just pure gringo.
Yeah, I thought he was pure white. I mean, maybe he should go back to putting an H at the end of his name, because this new Zach ain't cutting it.
Exactly. You want to do doofus and congrats dude of the week?
Yep, doofus and congrats dude of the week. So my congrats guy is Chris Davis. Let's give him a round of applause, man. Chris Davis, 0 for 53, and he freaking
54.
breaks it. 54, the longest hitless streak position player-wise in MLB history. And this man, amazingly, against the team I hate the most. Oh, one of the pitchers I hate the most, Rick Porcello, like, makes him feel way worse because Porcello's had an awful start of the year too. So he goes 3 for 5. What 5 RBIs?
Yeah.
And then today hits a tank. This ball wasn't like, if this was at Yankee Stadium, that ball would have been like to the back of the bleachers. So
yeah, it would have been toward the train tracks.
Exactly. So, like, Chris Davis hit a bomb today. So
Is Chris Davis the hottest player in baseball right now? I think he is.
He is. I mean, the past few games, he's the hottest player, and look out. He might be on your All-Star team.
Obviously, the doofus of the week is Rick Porcello. How do you give up a hit to someone
both of our doofuses.
Last 54?
Yeah, I mean, Rick Porcello, he's just sucked this year. Like, it's great to see. I mean, their starting pitching is awful. I mean, right when I was feeling bad about myself yesterday when they beat the Orioles and we lost to the White Sox, I thought that was it. I thought they won that series. But then all of a sudden I look on my Twitter and a friendly tweet says, "Duh! Red Sox lose." I was like, oh, shoot, they played today? And it made my day. We lost 8-1 to the Orioles, and Davis hit a home run. I hate to see it.
Yeah, as a I do like the Red Sox, but when I think they're done. I know it's way early to say anything, but it's getting kind of like, okay, when are they gonna start turning around? Because I see that from the Yankees.
Well, because the Yankees and the Red Sox struggles, or the Yankees haven't been playing good baseball at all, but the Yankees are missing literally 50% of their roster. The Red Sox, they don't have anyone hurt.
Yeah, and aside from their closing pitcher from the World Series last year, they have the same team that won in the World Series last year. So it's kind of puzzling to see them struggling this much. Yeah,
exactly. And I mean, JD's raking, so it's not like anything's too off. But Mookie hasn't been hitting it well at all. I think a big mistake from them was letting go of Sandy Leon.
This is Mookie's walk year, right?
What'd you say?
This is Mookie's walk year, right?
No, he's got
next year.
2021. He's
2021,
two more years.
But he was talking about how he didn't want to sign that extension yet, though.
He says he doesn't want to sign anything until he's a free agent.
Yeah,
that's got to scare you if you're a Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, maybe that has something to do with it. You know,
well, he declined a 8-year, $200 million contract. So.
Yeah. I don't know. They went all in on Chris Sale, and he's been putting up stinkers himself too.
Yo, that's gotta scare you. He literally said, "I've never in my life felt this lost on the mound."
Wow, that is. I would not want to hear my ace say. Like if Jacob deGrom came out and said that right now, I'd be like, "Take back this contract."
Yeah, like take back this contract. You are not meant for this.
But another doofus of the week is baseball on ESPN. Did you watch the Mets versus Braves last night?
I did. I was watching it.
Nothing against Hank Aaron. Great player.
Yeah, we're at diverse here. I love Hank. I was like, look at the old guy talking. It's probably because my team wasn't playing. I didn't care.
Love him. He's the all-time home run leader. Barry Bonds obviously took steroids, so Hank Aaron, he's number one when it comes to home run hitting. Love Alex Rodriguez, love Matt Vasgersian, and say what you will about Miss Mendoza. She knows her stuff. She knows what he's
Hey,
talking.
that's
What
your
she's
boss,
talking
dude. Come on.
and yeah, she's my boss. She knows what she's talking about when it comes to baseball. But when they had Mr. Hank Aaron on, they did not talk about the game that was actually going on for 1 second. For 1 second, they just runs were being scored. People were getting struck out. Nimmo was fucking running into the wall for crying out loud, and they weren't even talking about it.
Yeah, they weren't
on.
talking about it. They were getting off the topic big time.
And then the worst part, they showed a picture of Jackie Robinson and who they thought was Hank Aaron, and it turned out the person in the picture wasn't even Hank Aaron. It was some other random guy. I don't know who it was, but it wasn't Hank Aaron. Like, come on, ESPN, what are you doing?
I mean, what do you expect? They literally interrupted a Yankees-Red Sox game last year to announce LeBron signed with the Lakers.
Yeah, and there's no more baseball tonight on ESPN, correct?
Yeah, that's true. But
They just don't, like, besides from Sunday Night Baseball, they just don't show anything baseball. It's kind of a joke. Well, they do a good job. Like, they do put in a lot of effort for the baseball. Like, the camera quality is great and everything, but I just feel like it's kind of like it's too much of a show. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it is too much of a show.
But, anyways, disappointing weekend for baseball for me.
Very
because
disappointing week for baseball for me.
I think the Mets should have taken the sweep against the Braves.
Yeah, I mean, they should have put up the sweep against the Braves, but couldn't get the job done. Acuna and the Braves had something different, and Josh Point Bro, Josh Donaldson, bringer of rain, he got a little hot.
Yeah, he's been heating up a bit. He was off to a very, very slow start. I think that was his first home run with the Braves last night.
Yeah, that was his
home
first home run with the Braves. No, he had one the night before, right?
I don't think so. He drove in a run the night before. That was the first run he drove in, but I think his first home run was last night.
That was a liner.
Yeah, a lot of line drive home runs this year, which I love it. I love line drive home runs. I like them better than like those moonshots. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I do too. Sometimes Stanton's home runs are a lot more prettier than Judge's, because they're just such a bomb out of there.
Yeah. How about anything else?
Nothing much. Disappointing ass week for baseball, and hopefully the Yankees sweep the Sox.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean disappointing for the Yankees? Not
Yeah.
Baseball. But
well, if that's
yeah.
my baseball. But
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, we'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys on the block, and we look forward to our next episode of hopefully the Yankees sweeping the Red Sox.
All right,
And there being a fight, maybe.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.